Welcome to TALRadio. You are now going to listen to the special program on career building, called Mentorloop by Roopa Sunku, Chief Evangelist at TALCareer Help. In today's program you will find out a way to create a brand of your own.
Hello folks, my name is Roopa Sunku and I'm the Chief Evangelist for Career Help at Touch a Life Foundation. Very excited to bring to you a topic that's near and dear to my heart, which is building your personal brand. Every one of us know who we are and what skills we bring to the table when looking for a career option to pursue. But what happens in the midst of acquiring academic skills and job skills and certifications, we lose our own identity, which I will call as brand. Once you know your brand, you're able to go ahead and work towards all of the portraying associated to the brand. So what is brand? Your personal brand is the synthesis of all expectations, images, and perceptions it creates in the minds of others when they hear your name. So it could be that she's an extremely friendly person, or it could mean that she is very on top of her job. She thinks about it and keeps her milestones and her deadlines active. So you need to discover your own uniqueness when you are trying to prescribe a brand that you want to be identified with. The uniqueness is the quotient that makes you who you are and what you bring to the table. And that is what an employer looks for when you're looking at a personal brand. Don't think about branding as a marketing of yourself, because a lot of people shy back or get intimidated when they look at branding as a marketing tool. A lot of people are humble, and a lot of values and cultures want to keep the people authentic and also not be part of the imposter syndrome. So just remember, brand is who you are. Like your name carries weight, a brand is what you symbolize or set as expectations of your work in the workplace. Please don't look at it as common misconceptions that we have of imposter syndrome, like I mentioned, or creating a rush or a roar of information about you. But just keep it simple as a name goes, a brand is what you are representing in a career place. What makes you or what makes brand you is the probable question that comes to your mind. Building your personal brand means having a steady balance between your values and your behaviors. Stating your values is not enough. You need to walk the talk and demonstrate your values through your actions. And that is what represents the brand. Assess your current state of your personal brand and visualize the desired brand that you want to bring into focus at that time of your career journey. It is a journey where you need to reflect, envision, and create small milestones to achieve the desired results. The brand has to be consistent, persistent, and built with patience. 7 key attributes of personal brand identity will be coherence, value, vision, flexibility, commitment, meaning, and authenticity. So to me, authenticity is the core or the fulcrum of my value system. And I walk the talk in the corporate world with that authentic disposition and also build in value as I bring in my brand, which is consistent, that is about executing with proficiency on the operational activities of an organization. And so comes the flexibility, the vision, the commitment, and the meaning of your brand is all built in to that same impression or image that you want to create for yourself. Now, going on to why do you build a brand? There is a need for you to build a brand, for one, that gives you direction, For two, giving you image and an impression that you create for your employer. It is also referred to as currency in the terms of what is the ROI you are bringing to the organization, return of investment that you're bringing back to the organization is your brand or your currency. And currency can be defined as two elements, one being the performance currency, and the second, most importantly, the relationship currency. What I mean by performance currency is the skills to do your job and get your job to a level that is recognized, appreciated, and projects you to a higher rate of recognition. The relationship currency is about how you work in a team, how you work with the leadership, how do you work with the collaborative cross-functional teams within your organization. Both these things have to mesh in order for you to sustain and persist your brand. There is a lady by the name Carla Harris who just impresses me with how she talks about career and currency. She is, in fact, the lady who introduced the concept of currency that affiliates to your brand. And everybody knows money talks. So walk the talk and money talks are the two impressions I want to leave behind for you. So she says all of the important decisions about your career will be made when you are not in the room. So you have to have sponsors generated from your brand. Compensation, promotion, and new assignments will follow. She also shares a statement which says your ability to move higher and higher in any environment in your career will be a function of somebody's judgment. So it's very important that you build a brand and project that consistently and persist in all scenarios, giving that ability for people around you to know who you are and what you are, and thus being your brand being the most important facet for you to be able to project and work your way in your career journey. And how would you do this? To be able to build a brand and keep consistent, there are a few elements that I want to share with you. One is you have to have a purpose. You need to know where you want to go in the next year, next 3 years, or in the next 5 years. You need to be grounded with your core values. As I mentioned to you earlier, authenticity and the ability to get operational excellence is my core values. And my purpose is to be able to lead and influence an organization that is profitable and seamlessly operational, since I work in the release management area of programs within the organization I'm associated to. Then comes the strengths. What are my strengths? You cannot be jack of all trades. You need to specialize in some particular activities. And like I mentioned to you, operational excellence and being able to lay out processes in a seamless fashion with the end result in mind is one of my strengths. So I will build on that core value of authenticity along with operational excellence. And then my skills is the ability to communicate, the ability to synthesize information that I'm gathering from the field, and the ability to look at things holistically. So those are my skills that I want to associate to my brand. And all of this seems almost nothing if you don't believe in building credibility and trust. So again, to recap what I've shared here, create a purpose or know your purpose, precede it with core values that are true to your heart, identify your strengths, identify your skills, and build that trust and credibility to be able to create that brand for yourself so that you will be known for it and you can project it, and you will also be taken up on promotions or offers by sponsors who are looking for this skill set with this personality trait. There are lots of tools that are available to kind of enhance your personal brand. You could work through the social networks. You could go ahead and get yourself listed on LinkedIn, but keep your message synthesized to what your core values, strengths, skills are, and get references put out to be able to support your brand and what you want to project to the organizations. That is what I'd like to leave you with. What is a brand and why is it important? And the fundamental factor of all of this branding recognition and design is reflect and make sure you are putting down on paper what you are, who you are, and what do you want to project to the organization and to the world at large. Because it is so much simpler if you know who you are to be able to build that brand and stay true to the skills and the strength to be able to build that credibility and trust. Lastly, but most importantly, all of this has to be tied back to connections. So in any conversations, in a casual setting or in a work setting, if I were to ask you, what are 3 adjectives that represent you, you should be able to reflect on adjectives that stand true to your brand. And that is what is so important. Live it, learn it, and keep working with it to be able to sustain and keep that brand identified. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope you have found this very beneficial. And if you have any questions or would like to be part of Touch a Life Foundation's Career Help as a mentor or a mentee, please reach out to us at touchalife.org/careerhelp. Or you could reach me at Roopa that's spelled ROOPA @touchalife.org. I hope you have found this conversation interesting. And if you'd like to meet and connect with me, please do so. And I'd love to connect with you and make you part of Touch a Life Foundation. Thank you.
You have listened to the Mentor Loop by Roopa Sunku. Hope you love the guidance. Stay tuned to TALRadio for more interesting programs.